Morning. Afternoon.
Todd, are there any updates on your three injured defensive starters, Levante, Carlton, and Jamel?
They're pretty sore right now. They're still getting tests run, so we have an answer as soon as the tests come back.
Are all three getting MRIs?
Yes.
Todd, losing them and kind of having to finish the game without them, obviously something unusual for you, but it also put a lot of guys on the field for the first time in terms of guys like Dennis and Hayes. How did, in that kind of small sample, how did you feel like the rookies held up there?
I thought they did well. Those guys came out and they flew around and made some plays. They gave us a chance. The best thing about them is they're fearless and they don't know any better. And I thought those guys flew around pretty good.
It seemed like Jamel was down, and forgive me because I wasn't at the game, but from the TV broadcast, it seemed like he had suffered maybe an initial injury and kept playing through it, and then he got injured. Do you know exactly when he was hurt?
No, they were two different things. He got hurt on the touchdown pass, the long touchdown pass.
Is Jamel's injury more of a foot or an ankle injury?
It's an ankle.
And also Tristan Wirfs, I know he came out, but he came back in. What's his status right now? How's he doing?
He's pretty sore, but it's Monday. We'll give it a chance to go toward the end of the week. Tristan's a pretty tough guy.
What is he dealing with?
He's dealing with a leg.
Todd, when you look at the snap counts and the production, right? You get Joe Tryon-Shoyinka had 34 plays, did not even record a single statistic, didn't even get a quarterback pressure. And someone like Yaya Diaby comes in, 21 plays, makes tackle for loss, a couple sacks, and yet played significantly less. What's the justification for giving Joe Tryon-Shoyinka that many snaps when nothing's happening on the field? Someone like Diaby comes in who's making some splash plays and having more of an impact on your defense.
Well, we do different things a lot of times with a lot of people on there. We don't have justification for it when we rotate our guys. Our stats are going to always look different for different guys. Yaya had a lot of production yesterday. I'm happy he did. He plays a lot. He'll play more for us.
But yesterday, when you look at what's happening in the game, right, don't you want your best players on the field more in certain of those instances? Don't you want to go with the hotter hand, somebody who's affecting the offense more?
He didn't get them all in the first quarter. We say, let's stay with him. He's on a 50-point night like basketball. He got them throughout the game, and he got them week in and week out. He's been making some splash plays, but understanding the scheme is way more important of what we have to do as well, and he's coming along with that. We're fine at the pace we have him in, and we have a plan for him.
Todd, I don't know that we asked you last week about Ryan Neal's thumb and kind of the severity on that. Is it something he could be practicing this week and back from, or is that more of a multi-week injury?
I'm hopeful he practices this week. I know last week he couldn't. This week he may be able to do something.
To turn to Kayvon Merriweather and start him and give him 70 snaps, how did you think he handled his first defensive snaps out there?
I thought he did a good job. He flew around. He made some plays. We know he's a very physical guy. He can run and hit. He got his first chance to play, and he didn't hurt us.
I know that Marquise Watts was active and Cam Gill wasn't, but he only saw the field on defense for 3 snaps. What was the reason behind that?
Just schematics of personnel packages that we were calling. He'll get more snaps.
Just your thoughts on how the cornerbacks in general played. It seems like there was, like last week, a little more man coverage versus zone, but it was a rough day. Just your thoughts on how Carlton and Jamel specifically did.
Well, obviously, you get beat on a deep ball. Ayuk made a good play. Dean missed time to jump, and Carlton gave up a man play. When you can play man, you got to have a short-term memory. Last week we played very well. This week they made some plays on us.
Devin White's in a contract year, and part of getting more money, getting a second contract is production, right? What are you producing for us? When you see your middle linebacker out there for 60 plays, he gets 3 tackles. Servatier comes in and gets a pair just in 17 snaps. Do you need more production from Devin White, especially if Levante might miss some time? Doesn't Devin have to be more productive for you?
The defense has to be more productive. It's not just Devin. It's everybody's got to produce more. When you lose a starter, everybody has to make more plays. We don't sit and compare. Somebody could come in 2 plays and have 2 sacks. That don't mean we're going to play in 50 plays. They have productive things when they do them, but there's a reason that they're not playing. So we're happy with everybody, the way they're playing. We got to get more production out of everybody. We know that.
It's a 27-7 game there late in the third quarter, and then you had a couple shots, got close, Red zone offense has kind of been a touch point with a struggle on offense. Is that what you'd point to as just more of the same, or why do you think you guys weren't able to finish the drives in the fourth quarter to make it a closer game?
Well, it wasn't just red zone offense. We could have made some plays on defense in the third quarter. We could have made some plays on special teams. We made one in the fourth quarter to get us down there. We had our chances to make it close and even try to take a lead if we got in. But one time the ball got snapped early. We just got to execute. When you get down that far, I thought we moved the ball. Between the 20s, we moved the ball pretty good. We got to find a way to punch it in the end zone, and that's holding us back. Just a small thing that's holding us back from winning these ball games.
Pass defense numbers are the worst since you've been here, even as your time as defense coordinator. Is that indicative of the way that the corners or secondary is playing? Is it the cause of losing guys like Sean Murphy-Button, Mike Edwards, Whitehead? What do you see as the overall problem there?
I don't think it's the cause of losing it. I mean, sometimes it's the rush not getting there. Sometimes it's the secondary. It's a combination. It's a defensive thing. It's not a secondary thing. At certain times, they get beat, and all you do see on TV is the defensive back getting beat, but you don't see the whole play. It's a combination of the defense. The coaches got to coach it better. The players got to play it better. So we're all in it together. We're not putting blame on anybody, and we'll work on it.
For the first touchdown, Christian McCaffrey in the flat, Devin White, it appeared to be his responsibility there. Would you expect more from him at this juncture? I know we kind of had a similar situation with Najee Harris last year against the Steelers, and it was the other side of the field, but same type of thing. Just would you expect more from him?
I thought it was a good play call on their part. They caught us out there when he shuffles out to one side and goes back the other day and he gets picked off. There's not much you can do there. We can change the call and do a better job as coaches, but that was a tough play and it was a very good call on Kyle's part.
The Eagles, the Bills, the Niners were the three games that you got as a reward for winning your division, the first place opponents. They're all out of the way now. Is there a sense that, not that any opponent is less than another, but is there a sense that there's a reset with these last 7 games, knowing you're one game back in the division, and you guys still have some control of what's ahead of you?
We have to reset every week, win, lose, or draw. We understand we got 4 division games left and 3 out of the division. We're 1 game out of first. We all still have to play a round-robin tournament, so we just have to put it together and try to string them together one by one.
Todd, the fact is you guys were kind of in this situation last year where it came down to week 17 when you guys won the division. Does that help the players that were here last year, knowing that you've been through this similar type of gauntlet down the stretch here, especially with these division games coming up?
I think our older guys are confident anyway, but we have a lot of young guys on this team, so they weren't even here last year. So it's a whole different year, whole different group of guys. We got to scrap. We got to fight for everything we get. We understand that, and we're prepared for it.
Anything else?
Thanks.
Thank you.